I read a lot, especially about things, about history. I find that shit fascinating. Here's a fact, I don't know whether you know or not. Sicilians were spawned by niggers.
Come again?
No, it's a fact. Yeah. You see, Sicilians have black blood pumping through their hearts. And no, if you don't believe me, you can look it up. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, you see, the Moors conquered Sicily, and the Moors are niggers. So you see, way back then, Sicilians were like wops from northern Italy. They all had blonde hair and blue eyes. But, well, then the Moors moved in there and, well, they changed the whole country. They did so much fucking with Sicilian women, huh, that they changed the whole bloodline forever. That's why blonde hair and blue eyes became black hair and dark skin. You know, it's absolutely amazing to me to think that to this day, hundreds of years later, that Sicilians still carry that nigger gene. Now this, I'm quoting history. It's written. It's a fact. It's written. Your ancestors are niggers. Hey. Yeah. And your great-great-great-great-grandmother fucked a nigger. Oh, yeah. And she had a half-nigger kid. Now, if that's a fact, tell me, am I lying? 'Cause you're part eggplant. No! Hey.
You're a cantaloupe.
Two children born in post-World War Germany to German women fathered by African-American soldiers. Their stories reveal two societies that initially rejected these children and chronicles their paths to finding homes, love, and acceptance. Now, their experience as brown babies will be featured in an award-winning documentary. Daniel Cardwell and Peter Grammer, they are both featured in the documentary Brown Babies. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in. Truly an absolutely incredible story, incredible journey that you gentlemen have been on. So I thank you for coming in and being part of the show today. So tell us, first of all, you were in this documentary. What prompted you to want to, I mean, obviously an incredible story. What prompted you to want to tell this story? We've got books and we now have a documentary. How did it come about telling this in narrative form and now in a documentary?
Well, as you know, visual media is very powerful, and I felt that somewhere along the line, as a brown baby, our time was running out. We're getting older. We have not made contact with other brown babies who are faced with some of the same problems that we have had with respect to identity and our past. I met Regina Griffin, who had some very good inroads with respect to creating documentaries, and she decided to take this on as a project, and it has moved forward in leaps and bounds.
Did the book come
since
first?
then.
Okay. You decided to write the book first?
I wrote the book first, but I did not release it. A very common thing around many adoptees and brown babies is they typically won't write their life story books until after the adopting family or parents have died. And once I wrote the book, copyrighted it, and then held it for about another 2 years, and then released it after my mother, the last parent, died.
About the journey that you went through.
Well, my first recollections were being institutionalized You know, not knowing what the worlds outside the orphanage, that it even existed, not knowing what it was like to be a member of a family, just existing in an institution. And I did suffer some mistreatment that I recall because I was 6 years old when I was adopted, so I obviously have memories of my childhood. And so that's what life was like back then. I was discriminated against and mistreated, but I didn't understand why.
Apart. You come back from, you know, being German-born in the United States. That's got to be hard. What has been, it sounds like a silly question to say, what has been the most difficult part of your journey?
Well, Peter goes first.
Okay.
Peter go first.
Well, for me, the most difficult part of the journey is just the question of identity. Because, you know, you're not white, you're not black, you know, well, what are you?
An emotional and unlikely meeting more than 5 decades in the making. A man born in Vietnam in the 1960s, his father, an American GI, leaving with the Marines before his birth. As that little boy grew up, he wondered who his father was. Now, more than 30 years after beginning his search, he's finally found his family in Kokomo. RTV6's Graham Hunter is in. Graham, a powerful story here.
Yeah, Matt, Henry Koo was searching and questioning for years without any luck. Who was his father? Well, a friend suggested he do an ancestry DNA test, and that's when the answers started rolling in, along with dozens of new family members. This is the scene at the Mount Olive Temple in Kokomo today, where Henry met his relatives of his father, Danny, who passed away in 1986. The day was filled with emotion as Henry saw pictures of his father and grandparents and met blood relatives for the first time.
I'm just relieved. I can't even imagine what he's feeling right now. I'm just overwhelmed. My heart's just so full right now.
I know he's somewhere looking down at us and happy for me. As well, my friend, my grandpa, everyone that who passed away from cancer, they all happy to see me home finally.
Henry moved with his mother to the United States in 1985, the year before his father died. He spent the better part of the next 30 years trying to learn about who his father was and hoping to meet his family. Tonight at 11, we'll have more from this incredible story and on Henry's journey to meet his family that took him thousands of miles from Vietnam to Kokomo, Indiana. Reporting live, Graham Hunter, RTV6.